Hey guys, Megan Fox here with pjmedia.com. You're not going to believe this, but today I am reading to you from, oh, where the heck did it go? Here it is, thethings.com. Oh, wait, no, that's not what I'm reading from. No, nope, different one. Sorry. TechCrunch. TechCrunch is what I'm reading to you from today. And just like that, Peloton is experiencing a correction. Was it bad luck or management? Or, as we would like to say, or was it Michael Patrick King? Let me share the screen here so you guys can see where I'm at. Um, this is unbelievable. Peloton is crashing. Um, all right, check out this artwork too is cracking me up. All right, it's in TechCrunch. It's by Bryce Durbin. I'm just going to start reading this here. It's been a hot minute since a publicly traded hardware company experienced a valuation correction as dramatic as Peloton's. As a former hardware founder and investor, I can't help but feel sorry for the no mercy hill climb the company finds itself in. Peloton hasn't been able to catch a break, even in an era where working out at home became a much better idea than sharing equipment at the nearest gym. After hitting a 52-week peak of $155 dollars and 52 cents per share, the company's stock crashed 84% in value in just a few short months. It's nothing short of incredible, given that it was once a darling of Wall Street and customers alike. While it's hard to point to a single point of failure, the company's streak of bad luck has been so spectacular that it's not too soon to ask if gross mismanagement might be at play, and some investors already are. So far, the story goes like this. Peloton users' private account data was leaked. GPS coordinates were accidentally embedded in users' profile pictures. Products were recalled after the tragic death of a 6-year-old. And two different TV dramas showcase characters getting hurt while using Peloton, followed by a textbook example of bumbled crisis management. By the way, I don't know what the other TV drama was, but one was And Just Like That, and he didn't just get hurt. They killed off one of our favorite characters. No, he died because he was using the Peloton. I cannot believe Peloton okayed that. I mean, you want to talk about management, like mismanagement? That was something as a product advisor or product management like should never have done. Like I would never have said yes to that. I mean, Peloton is all supposed to be about health and prolonging your life. Why the hell did they sign off on the Peloton will now forever be linked to Mr. Big's death. No matter what anybody tries to say, I know I will never be able to look at one without seeing him dying on the floor. Will you? I mean, what a stupid thing for this company to have done. Anyway, moving on. The company's public market journey has been far from calm. Peloton filed for an IPO back in 2019, targeting a price range of $26 to $29 per share for a valuation of up to $1.2 billion. Eventually, it listed at $29 per share, only to struggle alongside other hardware IPOs of the time. Peloton built up a cult following even before we all went into lockdown, but the pandemic helped fuel a meteoric rise in the value and investor adulation. But even as its stock price climbed and subscriptions soared, analysts seemed to have read the writing on the wall. They gradually downgraded it from buy to hold before cutting their rating to a sell. The company appears to have ultimately failed to bolster its long-term financial health during its time in the spotlight. This week, Peloton announced that longtime CEO John Foley was stepping down. Former Spotify CFO Barry McCarthy will take the helm. McCarthy was the CFO of Netflix from 1999 to 2010. Now that's interesting. Do you think that a Netflix executive would have ever okayed the decision to kill off Mr. Big on a Peloton? It's interesting that they're hiring an entertainment guy now to be their CFO. Very interesting. McCarthy was the CFO of Netflix from 99 to 2010, the tail end of the DVD years before the company became a streaming giant. With a resume that lists board experience at Pandora, Eventbrite, Wealthfront, Spotify, and Instacart, he's facing a hell of a ride as he tries to right the ship at Peloton. One thing is for certain, Peloton needs a beast of a turnaround to save its bacon. Armed with a team from McKinsey to see what can be salvaged, McCarthy must pool his available resources to chart a new course for the morale-battered company. So what happened? Let's take a closer look. And somebody should interview Michael Patrick King, but they don't. They don't even mention it or him at all. Moving on, in 2019, Peloton endured lots of bad press, deservedly so. A tone deaf and sexist TV ad, oh yeah, I remember that. That made everybody angry for a minute. Seemed to be a turning point, coming around the same time that the company reported that its churn rate had doubled. Wait, I have to remember what that ad was. We have to go see what it was because I remember it was really funny. It was it was like a guy telling his wife to get on the bike or something. Let's see. The first time, this is from Inc.com. The first time I saw Peloton's new holiday ad, I felt many things, none of them good. And it was before I discovered that the ad blew up the internet. I developed commercials for Procter& Gamble for over 2 decades, so I have an informed point of view here. Besides that fact, I'm also a human being. First, let me describe the commercial, and then you can watch it if you want below. A man gifts a woman with a Peloton exercise bike. As she gets on the bike, she says, "A little nervous, but excited. Let's do this." The ad shows the woman getting into the habit of daily Peloton sessions, congratulating herself, taking selfies, and proclaiming that she's surprised she's been at it 5 days in a row, even begrudgingly getting up for a 6 a.m. ride. The interactive feature is quickly shown, in which an instructor from afar apparently gives the woman a shout out, prompting her to say with almost desperate pride, "She just said my name." We then learn that the commercial itself is a documentary that the woman has been capturing to show her husband how grateful she is for the gift. She says, "A year ago, I didn't realize how much this would change me. Thank you." Should we watch that again? Because that was funny. Let's watch it.
Okay, you ready?
Yes.
Now.
A Peloton? Give it up for our first time
All
riding.
right, first ride. I'm a little nervous, but excited. Let's do this. 5 days in a row. You surprised? I am. 6 a.m. Yay.
Rising with the sun.
That was totally worth it.
Let's go Grace in Boston 50 rides.
She just said my name. A year ago, I didn't realize how much this would change me. Thank you.
This holiday, give the gift of Peloton.
So cringe. So cringe. For one, she seems terrified and like trying to, please her husband. I remember that. Remember that? That was hilarious. And everyone was like completely into it. Okay. Everyone was so mad about it. All right. So we're going back now to TechCrunch. So the ad seemed to be a turning point, coming around the same time that the company reported that its churn rate had doubled. In a SaaS universe where the customer retention is one of the most important metrics, that's not a good look. Once the news broke at the end of 2020 that vaccines were coming to market, fitness stocks arrested their free fall, and a few companies saw their fortunes rise during the pandemic were left scratching their heads. Zoom and Peloton both took a beating, and while there's an easy case to be made for remote meetings, an exercise bike that sells for nearly $2,000 and comes with a relatively expensive subscription is not nearly as essential. As TechCrunch's Alex Wilhelm mused in late 2020, companies are worth the present value of their future cash flows. So when the latter part of that equation changes, the former does as well. I can tell you what's wrong with Peloton. And for one, yeah, the subscription service, the expensive subscription service is a problem. Not only is the bike $2,000, but then you have to pay $100. I think it's $100 a month. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it's $100 a month for all the exercise classes. And that continues in perpetuity forever. So you've just spent $2,000 on a bike and it doesn't even come with a year's worth of free classes, like it really should. And then give you, then you start paying. Because it's just intense, right? That's a really high cost level. And I think that's one of the major issues with it. I think that it is not less expensive than a gym. You actually for $100 a month can get a membership at a fancy gym, like one with a nice locker room. So yeah, no, I think that's their main problem. But also, it does not help that their product people allowed them to feature in movies and stuff where the Peloton is hurting people. Like, that does not make me want to get on this bike. Watching Mr. Big die on it, yeah, didn't do anything for my opinion of the company. or what they're trying to sell me. What are they trying to sell? Heart attacks? It's so weird. Anyway, I thought you would enjoy that. So, like and subscribe. Don't forget to share this video if you found it interesting and fun, and I'll be back later.